he should have lost a scholarship, whatever. However, I've seen a ton of white people rap a ton of lyrics by black rappers with the N-word in it, and they just like they bleep themselves, they mute themselves, they just skip over that word. Like, so he can do the same.
Unfair. Now, could you talk to him, you reprimand him in some way, maybe suspend him for a game or something like that? Sure. But to yank his scholarship for it? No. We're not talking about somebody that put out a racist manifesto.
You know, when you sign paperwork now, you're signing over your right that anything that you post on your social media page can be reviewed by either your school or your job. And if they find anything that they don't agree with, they will let you go with the quick.
Also could be, you know, there could be some political elements in there.
I'm up to it. I'm up to it.
I'm with it.
We going there. I'm up to it.
That's the show, Dada.
Oh, I'm with it. So we grown man drinking tonight. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, that's big time.
Wow.
Hey,
Show's over.
Yeah. We're not gonna
thank
make
y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. We
we're not gonna make it. It's gonna be a bad night. It's gonna be a rough night.
Wow. I got a feeling.
Hey, that tonight's gonna be a good night. We clowning all night tonight, y'all. All right. Got to get serious for just a second. Not really.
Oh wait, in the cups. This is rum and coke though, so you know the grown man sipping is different than the red cups, and you know red cups is a mandate when the bros get together.
That's
so
right.
Whatever you got, you know, you could be drinking water, but make sure you know that your cup is right, and y'all join us for a good time and a good drink. You feel me?
That's it. We live, so all the crap that y'all don't get to see when you know when we control the videos and all that crap. Y'all don't normally get to see.
It's gonna happen.
You're gonna see all of that tonight.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
still, though,
yeah.
you know.
We're live like multiple times throughout the show.
Yep, we're live. Is the signal that something went wrong? Now, all that being said, though, let's kick it over to my man's the inspirational King Rich. Talk to me,
I'm
bro.
gonna keep it short. I hope everybody is doing fine like wine, and like wine getting better with time. So tonight, I got one message for you. It starts off as heart. Appearances can be deceiving, but the heart of a person shows their core values and character. So let your heart be full of love for others and faithfulness to God. So just remember, people put on facades and all of that, but it's truly what's inside that matters.
That's right.
So make sure, that you start with you first, you know what I'm saying, get you right, focus on that inside, man. And again, when you're looking at a person, don't just judge the book by a cover, but, by the character, the content of the character. So,
Right.
thank y'all for coming out. Let's get into it, baby.
Let's get into it, man. We got a lot tonight, yo. So do we want to start with a drink? Because I think we're gonna need a couple.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it. I mean, we gotta thank them for being here. So this bud's for you.
Hey, y'all know what it is, man. This one's for you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for riding with us. That's actually a good point. So just that quick, he just brought up a damn good point. Just that quick.
Like he said, don't judge a book by the cover.
By the cover,
And
right.
I was like,
and
I just realized we don't even put covers on books anymore. Like
Damn.
in
I
schools,
don't even think they bring books home. Or,
yeah,
do
like
I don't
they
remember.
don't even.
my book, I had like maybe
Good question.
5, 7,
Listen, my
8
book
books
bag,
in my book bag.
my high school book bag was heavy.
I don't. Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
My
Nah,
high
really.
school
I'm trying
book
to
bag was
remember.
super heavy.
It's
I'm trying to
rare.
remember what
They got laptops in their book
bags
bags now.
they do have
Yeah, I'm about to say
devices.
all the books are on the computer now.
Technology.
Yeah, all the books are on the computer or on the cell phone, like so. You know
Dang,
what
I
I mean?
miss
You go
book
from
covers.
8 books to a laptop.
Y'all remember we used to be able to
Struggle.
like decorate them and whatnot, like kind of trick them out.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if y'all remember any of that. man.
Actually, my wife used to design people's
Oh yeah,
notebooks and things of that nature, man.
would
I
have
was
been a
like,
business.
Right?
These kids miss all the good stuff.
All the good stuff, man. These kids will never know how awesome that was, man. That was a great time period for real. You know what I mean? Oh, book covers. Carrying ladies' books to
to class form.
Well, maybe
You know
they
what I'm
carry
saying?
the laptop now.
Right.
Maybe they carry the laptop.
It could be.
How does that work? You carry the laptop. Hey, let me carry your laptop to class. That laptop's probably fixated on the
Maybe the ladies carry. Okay.
Equal opportunity here.
woman king. No. Okay. All right. I'll take the book.
No. Yes. Right.
Ooh.
Equal opportunity. Come on.
I'll take it. Man, look, yo. So before we get into our headline stuff, yeah, that's dangerous right there. Before we get into our headline stuff, right? A few things popped up in the last couple of days. Last couple of hours. So all right, we're gonna do a little quick hot take.
All right, let's shoot.
Yeah, which one? Which one you want to go to first?
We got to start with Kanye, man.
We gotta start with Ye. Okay, let's start with Ye.
I mean, he was shooting off the hip with Elon, and then went over to.
And now CP3. I mean, he straight threw your man under the bus. And listen,
But is it true? Is it true? Is it true?
And of course, like with the way Twitter works, like as soon as he said something, somebody went back and found a tweet from like 2013 where Kim K said, "I had a great time tonight with CP3 and like Common, and they were at some event." So of course there was a picture of all of them, but like, come on, man. I'm just like, dang, like Ye is just making the bullets rain.
Scorched
Like,
earth, bro.
like,
He's going
boy
scorched
right
earth
now.
on everybody.
I saw him on the interview, and he had like the full mask on, the black mask. You couldn't see his face, and the commentator was like, because he said something wild again. The commentator was like, "Wait, okay, we might need to take the mask off because we got to see if this is really you. Because the comment was like, it's wild.
What did he?
I think that was the one where he
endorsed
something
Hitler.
about Hitler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hitler.
Endorsed Hitler. He tweeted out a swastika. I just
Well,
see.
his point was that there's some good in everybody. I think
Was that actually the
he
point?
was
I
trying to
didn't
make.
see. I didn't see it yet. This is one time I didn't see the interview yet. So.
Yeah, I only saw it once, so I think because I was listening to it and I was like,
But that's not where you start though. Like there's some good in everybody. So Hitler, like that's not it. Like
was there good in Hitler?
was
there actually good in Hitler?
Yeah, like start with a bank robber. Like let's I'm saying something.
There was some good in Al Capone.
Right. Something something smaller than they sold drugs to the community, but they also gave out turkeys every Thanksgiving. Like let's start with something smaller than genocide. Maybe.
I can agree with that. I agree with that. I think it's hard to redeem a mass murderer. It's hard to redeem a mass murderer. Like,
he was trolling, or not even. I can't even call it
Was
trolling
he trolling?
Because that's him.
because
that's what I'm saying. Was he trolling?
That's-
For real?
right. And I don't know if it's a combination, right? He was trolling, but he was serious.
That's-
But he's like,
It's him. He is him.
You live by the Kanye, you die by the Kanye.
And he is killing me. It's like every other week, him and Nick Cannon are just trading places. Like
and they're talking a lot of the same stuff. They're saying a lot of things.
Nick Cannon has time to talk.
I mean, I guess in
In
between
between humps.
in between travels between
In
kids.
between humps.
Yeah.
Okay.
hey,
Cool.
Is he working on 13? Is he
Well, I haven't heard it yet, but
trying to produce his own?
anything's possible. So.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
going down the river.
You never know.
Oh, boy.
What else is wild?
Maybe he's trying to set a record, but he's got a ways to go. Because maybe he's trying to. I don't know.
See, what it is if you have enough of them, you can guarantee that one of them will be successful.
So he's playing the numbers.
I guess if you have 12, you
Two.
get 1, 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
10 sub 2 are good. You know what I'm saying? Is that the game plan? Y'all think? Y'all let us know in the comments. Y'all think that's the strategy?
maybe
Is
he's
that
trying
the
to get a
strategy?
doctor out of it or something. Or,
Doctor,
Maybe
lawyer,
some-
athlete.
no, not a doctor or any TikTok influencer.
Yes.
It's got to be a TikTok.
gotta- yeah.
TikTok influence.
Well, by the time they get to influencing, it'll be the next
Right,
whatever.
it'll be the next whatever it is.
whatever it's almost like because I think he believes in, and he's a Hebrew Israelite or tribal Israel too or whatever. Maybe he's trying to redo his own thing. He's trying to be Jacob.
Listen, that'd
So-
be
Well,
So
funny
patriarchs.
enough, not funny enough.
Well, there were
but-
mostly matriarchs he has, but
So I actually was looking up like who had the most children, right?
like ever.
Genghis Khan, I believe, still holds that record, right? It's somewhere in around 2,000 to 3,000 kids is supposed to be what it
true.
was, right?
I'm sorry.
True.
Yeah,
How
Two-
many?
2,000 to 3,000, 2,000, right? And then, but I was also trying to look up like how many children could one woman have, and I think that record is held by some. I want to say it's either Russian or African, and I think it was like 69. It was like
Babies?
multiple sets of twins.
You gotta have some
triplets
quintuplets.
and quadruplets. Wow. Yeah, crazy. And I think the Russian one was on record. So I think that's on record.
That makes my ovaries
But
hurt.
the other one is right. But
Seriously.
I was also looking, right, and I was looking at on the male side again, right, and I saw a series of names, and they list who they were and what they did, right,
Mhm.
and Mormons actually came up a lot. I'm talking about these males, these Mormons, the Latter-day Saints.
They be humping
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
They're 60s, 70s, 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably off of
And
that.
it was a lot of them.
Huh.
It was a lot of them.
Oh, they humping around.
So I was like, I was confused because they weren't just, they actually had titles. Like they were the whatever the position of because I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but
We've been drinking.
they were of a status, so it just had me thinking.
Yeah, I just
For,
had
like,
5 children. That's
is
crazy.
it
It's not that far fetched, huh?
that I don't know.
I guess actually it makes me feel like Nick Cannon's not doing enough.
Yeah.
Go make some more. Go make some more, Nick. You got a long way to go. You're not look. You only doing part of the job right now. You about a quarter of the way in. What you said? 60, 69?
That was
Giggity.
just for the female. That
That
was just for the female.
Wait, the 69 is just
69
for the female or the
is for the
69 kid? Never mind. All right.
Depending
Well,
on if,
all right.
okay.
Never. Oh, all right. So what's the next one? Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any? Or we gonna break there? Is that it? Maybe
We're supposed to get serious now.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'm ready to get serious yet.
since we're on, you know.
No, the news anchors. So there's 2 news anchors. It's a male and a female, and they're both in marriages of their own, but
Is this an entanglement.
they've been caught like philandering
with philandering is a great word.
with each other, gallivanting about, if you will. And so both of them have, like, I guess since they got caught, deleted their like social media and all of that. But that's extra wild. Like they were like lead anchors on like
I think
a major
I did.
network.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah,
I
I was
saw that.
wondering what
Yeah,
that was.
so,
I'm like, who are these people? Why are they commenting?
Yeah, and it's
So-
crazy. The wildest meme I saw was a picture of the 2 of them, like, and she was like doubled over laughing, and he was smiling all hard. And it was like imagine how bad your life has to be that you're having such a great time and then have to go home to your wife. Like, I was like, yo, yeah, I gotta chill. Like that's y'all really have to chill.
I mean, but seriously, were they both married? Are they both?
they both are married. Yeah.
I say were because that probably.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a
Well,
word.
well,
It's
okay,
probably a wrap.
They might work some things out, or I don't know.
All right. So
No,
I
I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about
Yeah.
because I saw a clip on Instagram, right? And it was him and her, and they were I guess it was part of the news broadcast
Yeah.
because they were talking about some jog they were doing
And-
or running or
right,
something,
and they were chasing each other.
and he was following her, keeping up her pace, and then she made some comment, and he was like, you know, he was like, "Oh, you went there."
Always some mess.
Oh man, I wish
Somebody
I
always
had
gets
that. Boy, I wish I had
Yeah.
that pulled up. Right
People are wild out here in these streets. Is all I got.
Seriously.
She was apparently dropping those innuendos.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't believe she did turn on the line.
Unbelievable.
Man,
Unbelievable.
it's wild out here, man.
And,
Yeah.
and of course, Cyber Monday deals were legit.
Would you get? Did you already came up off the one?
Listen,
Off the,
listen. You know, I
TV
still got my TV receipt back here. You know, so I'm not playing with
so
it.
he knows it's real.
Yeah, so I know it's real because parts of me still don't believe it. But on Cyber Monday, just came across some odds and ends. So K2's whole list for Christmas is done. Caught all the deals. So now we're just looking for like little things like underclothes and stuff like that. But Cyber Monday definitely came through for a player. So we are all finished. Christmas is absolutely done. It's just a matter of wrapping gifts and letting him know that Santa Claus, when he comes, yes, he likes cookies, but his milk needs to be spiked. we gonna take care of that.
He likes cookies.
He likes spiked eggnog and cookies and cookies.
Nom 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 nom.
Cookie Monster.
Oh, cookie. See, it's for cookie. That's good enough for me.
Yes, Mrs. Claus and eggnog. Come
Hey,
on.
Mrs. Claus. To Mrs. Claus and
To
eggnog.
Mrs. Claus.
My Mrs. Claus is on now. What's up, babe? I see you.
What's
I
up,
see you.
sis? Love you.
All right. That being said,
I really can't say this enough. This
that's
is
gonna
really
be a
good.
problem.
This is really good.
It's glorious.
We're gonna have a group over here to enjoy some of this with us one of these times we get together. Be on the lookout. I'm pointing at the microphone.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout.
Hey, you.
Be on the lookout. Y'all be on the lookout. We've been drinking.
We've been
all right?
drinking.
We
We took
drinking.
several shots before
Oh, yeah.
before the show started.
Many things
that's-
happened before we got
That's
here.
probably the problem with the bros being in the building is, I think we were a couple minutes late, giggity. Whatever. we
We're gonna move.
okay.
We're gonna
We're
move.
getting serious
We're gonna-
now.
we're
All
gonna-
right. I just
You know what? We're gonna take a sanity shot
yeah.
before we even get to the topic. We want to take the sanity shot. So this ain't no topic, but grab your drink.
Yeah.
we just doing this for the shot. This one. Okay. All right. We back. We good.
Like we never left.
That's right. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all's shot. What are we like? 3, 4 shots in? 5 shots in? 6 shots in?
It's just a big cup with a lot of liquor.
And we took a couple before.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a cup with
Yeah.
a mixed drink. So
I mean,
yeah.
So we about to have some fun.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. So let's get to some of these headlines, right? Okay, live from California.
Hey.
Woo.
California.
Hey. All right. What's good, fam? We love to see y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through.
Like,
Yeah.
subscribe, hit the button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Send the link out. What y'all drinking?
and then
That's
tell that
the
friend to
you know.
subscribe.
Let us
And
know in
tell
the
that
comments
friend
what y'all drinking.
Yes, please tell us what y'all are drinking on. It don't matter if it's water or wine
Water,
or everything
wine.
in between.
You know,
You know what I'm
perform a
saying?
miracle or two.
Hey-o. That was a miracle.
Keep the party going.
Keep the party going.
Keep the party going.
Because apparently the party was lit, and
I believe it.
I'm pretty sure the party was lit.
Hey man.
And they brought out they brought out their whack wine. You supposed to bring out the good stuff. He pulled out the good stuff. All right, anyway, I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen right now.
Salute.
All right. Speaking of Jesus turning water into wine.
Lord have mercy.
One of the topics, we're going to kind of split this just a bit. One of the topics that we're about to get into is Christianity.
Mm.
And it kind of being targeted. I've seen a few links and videos and so on of Christian groups being called hate groups simply because they're Christian groups. Okay? And as we know, there is an ideology or way of living that those that follow the Bible live by, and some people consider that to be a bit hateful. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Christmas and whether or not we should even be talking about it. I won't say whether or not, but we got some subjects, some subject matter to talk about.
Some things.
It's gonna be interesting. Y'all get y'all type of fingers ready because y'all gonna want to sound off in the comments on this. That being said, are we ready? Let's do it again. Back at it again. We're talking about Christians and Christmas. Let's go. Okay. So, we mentioned Kanye West earlier.
He wild.
Because he's wild. He's a wild boy. But in the same vein, we had, right after Kanye, we had Kyrie get hit. Right? Kyrie got hit with the anti-Semitic tag. Right? Got hit with the I think that was it. I think it was just anti-Semitic. I don't think they tried to throw in all the other ists and fools that they normally do with that. But threw in anti-Semitic. Okay. I maintain that it wasn't so much that because all he did was post a link, but that's neither here nor there. There's a religious group called Israel United in Christ, Black Hebrew Israelites, right? Who went to the Barclays Center the day I believe Kyrie was reinstated. And they did a demonstration. They got, essentially a la Joshua in the Battle of Jericho. They circled the building a few times, right? They did. They circled the Barclays Center a few times.
Did the walls come tumbling down?
They didn't. Well, maybe. Look, maybe
they
in the press.
they forgot to blow their horn. That's what it
That's
is.
what they did.
I know.
See, you gotta follow all of the
It
God's
was
rules.
inaccurate. It was inaccurate.
They did it almost right. 99 and a half won't do. 99 and a half won't do. They did that. They did a demonstration. They spoke their piece out in front. And which they're allowed to do. And I found out the next day apparently that they were labeled a hate group. Now, anybody can feel free to let me know if I missed something. But as I recall, I don't recall the Hebrew Israelites or really too many like Christian organizations. I haven't seen any that were targeting anybody with hate rhetoric. Me personally, I haven't seen it. Let me know if you have.
So, I'll give an experience of actual. I wouldn't even call it a debate. It was a Hebrew Israelite and Jew.
Okay. The J word.
Yeah.
Do profanity.
Jew. And or I'll say a person who considers himself a Jew. Can I say that?
Or Jewish.
Jewish.
Because I don't want to say
A Jew.
I'm trying to be politically correct here.
A
So
Jew.
I'm
It
asking
does
questions,
sound like a slur.
Right?
A Jew.
Right?
A Jew.
Right.
Or a sneeze.
Right?
It's either a
A
slur
Jew.
or a
No,
sneeze.
it's come on.
We're getting
Right? I don't want to.
All right.
It's been fun, ladies and gentlemen. I'm
Just
sure.
saying, though, right?
Go ahead, my bad.
Y'all let me know in the comments, like, is that proper terms? We're here to learn too.
We don't
have a
got all the
conversation.
answers. We don't got all
have
the
the talk.
answers.
Let's have the conversation. So anyway, the Hebrew Israelite, right?
Yeah.
Decided to teach the Jewish person, right, the true history.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that the conversation was or felt hostile. It was more of a, you're going to take this information. You're going to take this information.
Okay.
I will say that.
It was aggressive. The
It
message
was aggressive.
Okay,
It
all right,
was
that's
aggressive.
fair.
But
fair.
that's my only experience seeing, the two at it. It was almost like,
So it was like a debate. It was like a Hebrew Israelite versus
The Jewish.
See, here we go.
The Jewish.
A person of the Jewish community.
a person of the Jewish community.
Man,
That's too fucking long.
Is okay.
Sorry. Okay. All right.
A Jew.
A Jew.
Okay.
A Jew. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
No. So it was a debate at first, right? Because he started. He was like, "Hey, did you know?" Right? And then it was a debate, and then it kind of like it was a like kind of
Back and forth.
him taking over, because it was like, you're not. I don't know if it was it was a you're not listening type of deal.
I really can't get past this Jew.
Yeah, no, stop it. Stop it.
He's fucking me up over here.
Come on.
This
He's
is why-
messing me up over here.
We're live, people.
Come on.
We're live.
All right.
Okay.
But that was it. That was just the experience. I just wanted to share that I did, that was the experience where, it was a little back and forth, but it was like, hey,
Yeah.
you're not listening. And,
So okay, all right. That's fair. I haven't seen that particular debate. I don't got all the answers. I haven't seen everything.
I don't know if that's considered hate, though.
That's
Right?
and that was exactly what I was going to ask. I haven't seen that, but I don't know how that's considered hate any more than it's considered.
Is it aggression?
I mean, sure, okay. But is that hateful though?
I mean, it can be, but I wouldn't put the two in the same box.
I think. Okay, in comments, feel free to sound off. Please sound off. Actually, what does it mean to be hateful? Like to be a hateful organization? Like, what does that even mean? Okay, right. So, we could say, for example, the Klan, KKK.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
First thing came to my mind too. All right, cool. So we're on the same page. So KKK, quite obviously, unequivocally, a hate group, right? We can, but the difference is what's their hatred about? What are they spewing? They're basically spewing that anybody that's not white is bad, is a bad person, a bad human being, a scourge of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like so I mean that's hateful. It's basically saying if you're not like us, you're a bad person. You know what I'm saying? You're just just terrible. I don't know that it's fair to put that same label on some of these organizations, I'm only mentioning the Hebrew Israelites because they were the last target that I saw that was labeled a hate group. So if there's other ones, whatever. But that was the one I most recently saw that was labeled a hate group that I was confused about. I don't know if that's right to label them a hate group, but I also know that most people, so for example, we say the white cisgender. I'm gonna look off camera for a second. Just look off for it. White Christian conservative who also enjoys the company of women is considered hateful. That I've seen that so many times recently. That's considered hateful. Just being white Christian straight and
I can't even drink that. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? White Christian and straight is considered hateful. How does that work? I would imagine black Christian and straight is also considered hateful.
If we matter, yeah.
Assuming we matter.
That
part.
Oh, okay.
This episode is designed to make you think if you haven't figured that out yet. All right, go ahead.
I got nothing. If people can protest because the gyms aren't open, then we can, you can gather for whatever. Just as long as you keep your hands and feet and arms to yourself, we should be all right.
All right, let's take a look at this one. This is the hate group. We are live. Super live. Hey, see? All those things that y'all normally wouldn't see. All right, here we go.
All right,
A hate group is a social group that advocates and practices hatred, hostility, or violence towards members of a race, ethnicity, nation, religion, gender identity. I suppose that's not the same thing, apparently. Sexual orientation, or any designated sector of society.
I was gonna say she Google searched that. That's not just in your, like, you didn't just type that right away. Okay. No, I said Google. She cited her source.
There you go.
She gave it to us in APA format.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Shout out to you, Felicia.
Yeah, all day. Yeah, citing sources.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if we're gonna use this definition, right? A social group that advocates and practices. All right, that's the key. Advocates and practices. Okay, we'll go back to KKK, right? KKK advocate and practice or practice hatred, hostility, violence towards members of a race, ethnicity, nation, religion, gender, etc. Does KKK do that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they do. Okay. Fair enough. We could say probably like a
Google like you said.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you, B. But okay, all right, cool. Can we say that churches do that?
Advocate and practice hatred.
Advocate and practice. That's the key. Advocate and practice.
No, I don't. Church, the entity of church doesn't advocate it. People in the church practice it. But that's a conversation for another.
No.
That's what I'm with it. So I mean, the church is not a hate group, and I mean, like, this is, it's probably gonna go left. This is probably one of the parts that people hate about church. Funny, hate groups, but we hate this about church. That like, church is supposed to be the place that's the most welcoming, the most all of these things, and yet probably with when you walk into a church, you're more likely to be judged by, what you're wearing, what you look like, how your hair is, where you sit, what brought you there, how long you've been away from the church. Like, it's so many things that make you uncomfortable coming into church when that's like the last place. Some, because I don't go to those places. But that's like, we hear it all the time. Like, especially our generation and the ones that come after us, like, churches are struggling to bring in churches are struggling to bring in 18 to 35, 18 to 40, because they wild. Yeah. Like, they're wild. It's, my way or the highway. you know, you're young, so you don't know nothing. You don't have money, so you can't contribute to anything, like, you know, whatever. So yeah, churches don't advocate for it, but there's definitely some practice inside of it.
Okay, that's fair.
So I think personally, this is what I think, right? I think in general, everybody, I'm saying everybody,
Yeah.
in general, I think everybody has this misconception when it comes to church and church people,
Story.
right? Because there's a difference in being perfect.
Right.
And thinking that, you know, the church people themselves are or have to be perfect.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Because
Okay.
either the church people themselves forget that they are still human, or the people that are looking at them forget that they are still human.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, that even goes beyond church, because it's when you start to put people on a pedestal, and then all of a sudden that person on that pedestal, you know, makes a mistake or whatever, then it's like, boom, it shatters your entire world.
Mm-hmm.
Or your entire perception of
What something is supposed
the
to be.
church,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
your perception of, right? Because this person is a part of this church, and they done shattered your perception, and that's it. You're done with all the churches, and that's kind of my issue that I have with people that think like that, because it's like I don't know if that's a all or nothing type of way of thinking, or, you know, the one person did it, so everybody in there is like that.
They're worshiping the pastor and not they're not connected to the faith.
Yeah, that part.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a lot of pastor worship. It's a lot of choir worship. It's a lot of, you know,
Idol worship.
idol. Yeah.
So
Those
so this brings up that question. I've asked this question a few times here, right? Excuse me. If you allow something like that to take you out of the church, the way people treat you, the way people act, or whatever, does that mean that your faith was more in people than it was in God?
I think that's loaded.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
So in you know, in all fairness, I would say it's loaded, because, and I don't think that's just a church thing. You know, you think about the way we are with our children.
Sure.
Like, they spend their whole lives looking up to us, seeing us as an example,
Yeah.
learning from us, and then, you know, like, there are things that they see as a child that, you know, once they become a teenager or a young adult, it hits them in a different spectrum, and that can completely shift the way that you view that person. And I think church can look a lot like that. Not that you don't have a faith in God, but there's a disappointment that comes from something that you respected so much,
Sure.
you know, and
that doesn't accept you,
right,
at
you
that
know,
point.
and what was supposed to lead you, you know, because a pastor is a leader, you know, a youth pastor is a leader. These people who are in these positions in the church, you know, deacons and board leaders, and, you know, all that, they are leaders. So, you know, leaders are looked to for that leadership. So, like,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't necessarily say that you didn't have faith because seeing, you know, the leaders of, you know,
the example.
yeah, the
Yeah.
example shook you. So I would say it's loaded. Yeah.
Well, but again, that brings me back to my point of, like, all right, so let's say you're in the church and you've got a youth leader that is super on fire. I mean, you like this guy is an inspiration to you. You want to basically grow up and be just like him, right? You want to model that person, but then you find out, oh my gosh, you know, he cheated on his wife or something, or you know,
shout out Jamal Bryant. Big shout out.
Yeah, whatever the
Bryant.
case may be, but then, you know, that shatters your entire viewpoint of, you know, why was I even doing this in the first place?
Yep.
But then it's, to your point, was your faith rooted in God, or was it rooted in this person?
Yep.
And if this person can't do it, then how can I do it?
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, well, wait a minute, you are not that person. You know, you need to continue. You know, and even then, God's going to use the broken as they're going to use those people.
Yeah.
It's not the perfect people that He's going to use.
Actually, and it's funny you said that, because actually in the Bible, not a single person that God used was perfect.
Right.
Not a single person. Not a single.
He-
The only person God used that was perfect was Jesus. That was it.
He used the drunk, he used the murderers, he used the liars, he used the adulterers, he, you know, used the robbers. I mean, literally, Jesus was crucified with
Two thieves.
Two thieves. Like, and you know, like he said, today you'll be with me in paradise.
Yeah.
Like that's the, you know.
Well, so one of them anyway.
I mean, yeah, the other one was a little wild. Like, bro, you about to die. You should probably look at this a little different. And,
He
you know,
he had already checked out.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a wrap for
I'm
me,
going
bro.
out with a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But some of these comments are good.
Yeah, I'm
Shadia
gonna get to
said,
some of
you know, the problem comes from handing out titles to people who are not called by God, which I wholeheartely agree.
Yeah.
And I also know how big of a challenge that is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, you know, as much and again, some, it's never all, some, but we try our best to put people in positions that we believe are God led, but you just never know.
Yeah.
And like with anything, titles can change people.
Yeah.
We see that in relationships.
Yeah.
Like stuff can be cool in the courting phase, and then as soon as you get a title, that person becomes completely different. Or you know, you get engaged, and then when you get married, people become different. So like, you know, you can have the best thoughts and intentions going into something, and then that title can literally change you. You know, so I, like, as much as I hate to say hope, you hope that is a God-led person, you know, who has shown whatever. And that's, you know, kind of that thing that say, like, give people enough time to show you who they really are. Like, don't fall in love with such and such in the first month or two, because you need to see them in all facets. So like leaders in the church, you know, should have to, you know what I'm saying? Same thing we said about police officers. Like you get to become a police officer faster than anything. Like teachers got to go through 4 years of school, 2 years of grad, take 76 tests before you can teach somebody's kid. Police officer, you got to, you know, fill out an application at Walmart and then do a walk-in interview. And, you know, if you can pass your background check, you're a cop. So like, I'm just, you know, you just hope.
We got any cops watching right now?
My bad.
No. Not because what you said was untrue. Because I want their feedback on that. Not because I'm with you, but I would love to hear their feedback on that. If y'all know a cop in the comments, share them this video, because I want to know what they think about that.
And you know, we do appreciate the ones who do their job. I just think about it like literally, you know, even though I've passed all of my praxis tests and I have a bachelor's and a master's, every year they're like, we need to evaluate you to figure out whether you can still do your job or not. So what was my test for? You know, and then every 4 years I got to renew my teaching certificate. So my evaluations weren't enough, like constantly. But in certain professions, once you got it, there's nothing you can do. I
guess they got to have a job for somebody.
Yeah, like even with Supreme Court judges, like once you're on, on
for life, right?
For life.
Yeah, that's the only government position that's appointed,
but
not elected.
But that's wild. Like that's wild.
Well, I mean, and that's why it's honestly, that's why it's such an honor to be selected, because you don't just get selected. You don't just apply for the Supreme Court and just get the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like oh yeah, the interviewer didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no shit like that. Like, you know, that's a legitimate position. And I think anybody, whether you agree with them politically or not, I think anybody that makes it to the Supreme Court should be celebrated, because there's been less than 50, I think, or less than 100, certainly less than 100 in like life, like in American history. There's been fewer than 100. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's it's probably fewer than 50. I'd say in the last 100 years there's been probably fewer than 20, honestly, because it's a lifetime position. You know, so anybody that makes it there, I think is you know, should be applauded and celebrated. But back to the Christianity thing.
Ooh,
Before we pivot.
Adam, you're spicy, and I'm not mad at it.
What do you say? Let's see.
But I am who you're talking about. People confuse church with people. We go to work every day, no matter what happened at work, or who was there, because you're not allowing people to come between you and your money, which I think are honestly two separate things. Like, because the church isn't paying you. You know what I'm saying? So like you show up expecting something better, which is not relative to money. Like I have to have a job to pay my bills, but the church is supposed to be something better than that. And if for a person coming in, you're expecting the church to be better. And so for me, the church and the people affected I won't even say my relationship with God, but my view of the church. And we had early episodes where we talked about church hurt. I have no problem telling this story. I worked for a church for 11 years, served that church faithfully. And while I was working for them, I was living 2 hours away. So I'm driving 2 hours in both directions to do meetings, to work with youth. I, spent money out of pocket. I got kids scholarships. I was doing the Lord's work, and they changed pastors. And
I remember that.
I gave up my vacation to bring in a new pastor, and he fired me with 1 week's notice, even though it was against my contract. I literally spent 6 months contemplating suing the church because they went against the contract that we had agreed on after I served them for 11 years. And it sent me into a financial tizzy. I had to leave the place that I was living because I couldn't afford it. Like the pastor, that church ruined my life. And I learned every week that there was a new person connected to what they did. That was the church and that was the people. So like, yes, I love God with my whole heart. However, when you
we're live.
We live.
I clicked something by mistake. My bad. I'm totally sorry. My fault. Go ahead.
When you shift my world, I'm looking at the pastor different. I'm looking at the church different. I'm looking at the people different. And to this day, like I play for churches every Sunday. So I'm in church every Sunday. I listen to the sermons. I take stuff away. I do the music, all of that. But I do not belong to a church because there's that part of me that cannot like trust in that way. And I'll get there at some point. But like my relationship with God, for what it's worth, has never been better.
That was gonna be my question.
Because I'm like, I hate to say it, I stepped away from the church, like, and got connected to God. I'm in church, but I'm leaning more on God because of what the people did. So like, that's a hard one. I understand it, but that's a hard one for me.
Man, hey, look, listen, Felicia, don't go up here judging me, okay? I pressed the button by mistake, all right? Okay. All right, it was an accident. Damn it. Anyway, so what I took away from that is, first of all, you should have sued him. You should have sued him. You should have sued there.
But it felt like it didn't God, right. It didn't feel.
That's
God did it.
No, that's a good point. Though,
I know, but that's
because sometimes stuff like
we
that,
make decisions based on that type of thinking, where we think it's affecting. Do you think even if you did sue God, you really?
Jesus paid it all, right?
Jesus paid it all.
I should have. Hey, listen, somebody get some. Hey, one of y'all in the comments, put the number to the Cochran firm. I'm gonna see if it's too late. Jesus paid it all.
Hey, what's statute of limitations
on church chicanery?
What's that? Yo, what's that? Somebody. Hey, y'all know somebody that's a lawyer? Hey, go ahead and share them this video. Tell them to call me. Yeah, tell them to call. Look, send us a DM. Jump in our DM.
That's where it goes down.
That's where it goes. It all goes down to the DM. Oh man! All right. Last thing I'm gonna say on this is that what I took away from that was you did not let that experience ruin your relationship with God. That's the important part, because in the end, the church is a building, right? It's I'm not.
Say what you gotta say.
All pastors ain't called.
Facts.
Okay, that's a fact. Some cats just speak really good. You know what I'm saying?
It's a job.
It is a job, and in fact, a lot of pastors will tell you if you're not called, don't waste your time. Good pastors will tell you if you're not called, don't waste your time in ministry. Because one thing I know is that God don't use perfect people, but the work He gives you once He uses you, that's hard. That's hard work. It's going to be hard work.
Hold it up. It's a drinking show.
So we got prominent display.
Yeah, you ain't got to tuck that in. It's a drinking show. I'm just I mean,
product placement. Y'all see this product placement?
Bacardi, call me.
Anyway, Lazy River, holla at us. Anyway, but seriously though, like we it's important to not let those experiences, though unfortunate, take away from your relationship with the Almighty, your relationship with God. Now I believe that church should be a place where everybody can go to get healed because we're all sick. Okay. And in the same way that doctors practice medicine, let me say that one more time. In the same way that doctors practice medicine,
Say so.
human beings practice living according to what we believe God said. Christians do the same thing in church or whatever, whatever religion you espouse. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing. So what does that mean? That means that people ain't gonna be perfect no matter what. I ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. They ain't perfect. None of us are. That perfect means to be brought to its completion. If we want to go totally deep, it means to be brought to completion. None of us are brought to completion yet. None of us have been perfected yet. So there's going to be mistakes along the way. That should not mean if you went to a church and your pastor cheated on his wife, that doesn't mean God's not good. That means that pastor made a mistake. That doesn't, if you go into a church and they judge you because you got dreadlocks, I'm gonna talk about me, because you got dreadlocks and tattoos, that don't mean that God's bad. That means those people have an issue. That means they're still sick. So like I said, in the same vein as practicing medicine is the same way that your deacon is practicing, your pastor's practicing, the person in the pew next to you is practicing. We're all working towards that. And that's something that should be kept in mind. It's a hospital, right? It's a hospital. Yeah. When you sick, your ass go to the doctor, right? You go to a doctor, the doctor say, what's going on? You tell the doctor what's going on. The doctor say, oh, I recognize that. That's this, right? Here's how you fix this. Well, that's what's supposed to happen when you go into a church.
So let's pivot real quick.
Yeah.
What if your pastor is telling you, Jesus was born?
I'm
gonna take these off.
Well done. That's a perfect transition. That is a perfect transition.
Watch this.
Right? Yeah, he really did. He really did hit us with a watch this.
Your pastor is born December 25th.
One.
Year one. Well, no, it's after that. So
it'd
be 33
BC.
BC. 33 December 25th, 33 BC. All right, is when that happened. In spite of the fact that there was no such thing as some of the months that we have back then. For example, September, the ninth month of the year, words mean things. September, the prefix is sept, which means 7. October is the prefix oct, which means 8. November, the prefix non, which means 9. December, the prefix deca, which means 10.
Do you remember?
I'm just saying. Words mean things. I'm just saying. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
We forgot about that one. The VR headset with it. What? Okay.
Oh my God.
We gotta stay focused.
Rapid fire. All right. This one we might. We will try not to, but we might go a little because we've been drinking. We got a couple things to talk about. No. Oh my God! You remember that one?
It's wild out here in these streets.
Oh my God! Y'all actually should be happy with some of the topics we choose not to bring up.
Because just.
Oh boy! All right. So now we are pivoting. Thank you very much, LB. for that pivot. That was an incredible segue. I'll have to buy one on Amazon. All right, so to your point, what if your pastor tells you that Jesus' birthday is December the 25th? This right here, before we even get to the video, says, and I whoop. That's funny. That's one of my favorites, by the way. And I whoop.
Yes.
I love that one. Look, there's some things on Facebook, on social media I can't stand. Like I said what I said. I hate that shit. Okay, I hate that shit.
I use it all the time with my students though, because they don't listen. So literally, I said what I said. Stupid.
Okay,
right.
fair enough.
Are we taking a shot before this? Like before we fully get into this?
Yeah, we might as well because
you're gonna need it.
You're gonna need another one. All right, so look, y'all get y'all drinks in the air. Y'all see where we're going with this one. We're gonna do another sanity shot because you're gonna need it for this. All right, we out. Let's do it.
And now,
all right, so here we go. December 25th and Christmas. So this is a video for those of you who don't know. I believe this is Pastor Geno Jenkins. I'm sorry if that's not his name. I believe it's Geno Jenkins.
He wild though.
Yeah, man. You know, he's an interesting cat. So let's just listen to what he said, and then we'll go from there.
Enough. My Lord. This is this is much. This is your home. Now, Jesus' birthday. Your parents, the Bible ain't never said Jesus was born December 25th. Not only is your pastor a liar, your mama. That's right.
Yeah.
We talking about my mama? Your mama. Your daddy.
Not my mama though.
Children, there is no Santa Claus. Your mama.
All right. Okay.
Santa's at the mall. I don't care what he says. Santa's at the mall. And he's at the Sprint store. And I know Sprint is T-Mobile now, but I seen Santa at the mall and the Sprint store.
Listen. I used to work for T-Mobile.
We glitching?
I used to work for T-Mobile. They ain't no Santa Claus came in my T-Mobile, but then again, I worked in the hood. So.
I had like literally once I got the iPhone 9S Plus.
9?
I'm saying this is when like that's
they ain't make no 9.
They had an iPhone 9.
No, it was 8 to the 10. That was the problem.
Oh shit!
That's where I messed up. They left out the best number.
Yeah, they did.
They left out 9.
But the 10, whatever. One of them things. When I got it, Santa was there that day, and that was the first picture I took of K2. Was on the phone with Santa in the Sprint store. So
nice.
Santa's somewhere, okay, and he at the mall too. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say what the shit you're not doing is coming through my chimney.
Yeah, I ain't got no chimney.
Because I live in the hood.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even have a balcony. I got glass. I got glass to a balcony. I ain't got no balcony.
I had to smoke my weed in the car.
You know
what I'm saying? That's part of what happened here today.
That's why we take gummies. All right, so he said my mama though, like. I'll punch him right now.
Oh, okay. Maybe not your mama. Did your mama tell you that Santa Claus was real and that Jesus was born on the 25th of December?
Well, she said Santa Claus was real until we learned that he wasn't. But like forgive us for having a childhood.
My mother did.
I was gonna say we didn't play that. My mama didn't play that game either. Like they won. Like I never believed in Santa Claus.
I don't know if it was because she wanted us to know that she was the one that got the present. Her hard on her.
That part,
hard-earned money,
bro. Listen, you think I'm gonna think I'm gonna get a credit for all the work I done all year to get you this damn Tyco truck, this here Power Wheel? You think I done did all that work for some old some old elf to come through and take credit? Some old elf to come through, take credit.
Listen, shout out to Old Navy because they make Black Santa pajamas. So K2 knows that Santa's black.
I don't care if it's Black Santa. Black Santa ain't taking credit for my damn hard work.
Listen, I'll give Santa 1 month because he get gifts year round and he know Daddy does the damn thing. So Santa can have 1 month. 11 and a half of them belong to Daddy.
I ain't giving him that half.
Listen,
all 12 months.
I'm gonna have to keep RJ away from K2 because he's gonna spoil the mess out of that.
Amaya will too. My baby will too. I promise. She'll be like,
Savage
no
toddler is gonna.
There's no Santa Claus. There's no Santa Claus. It's not real. It's fun. It's fun. In fact, like I told my daughter the same thing. Like it's fun to, kind of. It's a fun little thing, but it's kind of like Baby Shark. It's not real.
Sidebar.
But there are baby sharks.
Amaya is a genius because her speech, I be feeling dumb sometimes when I'm talking to her because she full blown paragraphs and everything using words out the dictionary.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Big nigga energy. My son is only 3, so he got a couple more years, and then it's gonna be like it's like a nicotine patch. So eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like in a couple years, it's gonna be Santa brings you some stuff, but also mommy and daddy get you some stuff, and then it's gonna be like boom, punch in the face. Santa ain't real. So we're gonna nicotine patch him, but he's only 3, so we getting there.
We going cold turkey over here. Cold turkey. Daddy, I want to make a list of Santa Claus. Hell no, ain't no Santa Claus. You don't write a letter to me? You'll send me a text message? Send me a text message.
Cold turkey. RJ gonna kill the turkey.
It's got my kid getting gold stars every day in school. So I'm gonna,
Okay,
listen, we gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off.
Fair enough. All right, so let me ask y'all this question.
Okay.
In comments, be ready to sound off.
Santa has a phone number.
What?
You can literally call Santa. I'm not lying to you. Like
somebody Google that.
I'm about to
Google it.
I will call Santa right damn now.
Are you serious? Hey, listen. So here's what I'm gonna tell y'all. I don't give a damn if you call Santa Claus. No way. I don't care if you call Rudolph. All of them. I don't care if you call doggone Elf on the Shelf. I don't care about none of that. Ain't no Santa Claus in this house. But let me ask y'all this question seriously. Why he's Googling that, whether or not you can call Santa Claus. Because what he's talking to is who he's talking to is people in this church. I would assume they will profess to be Christian. As a Christian, should you? Who the fuck is this asshole?
Merry Christmas!
Oh.
This is Santa Claus, and you have reached my personal hotline. We have been very busy making all of those toys to deliver on Christmas morning, and I want you to know that your family loves you very much, and so do I. So be good, and don't forget to always listen to your parents. When you hear the tone, please leave me your Christmas gift wishes and holiday cheer. And remember, kids, I know who's been naughty.
Listen, as a school teacher, you need that stuff.
All right,
like listen when he say listen to your parents, because I'll teach a lesson and say the same thing, and then I have some outside person come in to work with my kids for a day. They'll say the same thing I said, and the kids be like, "Oh my God!"
That's true.
What?
You're right.
It's because
right.
somebody else said it.
That's human nature, though. That's human nature.
I know. You need Santa's number.
So you need Santa to say, "Hey, listen to your teacher,
listen to your parents." 605-313-4000. Call him 615-313-4000. Call Santa now.
You sound like Miss Cleo.
Call me now.
Call me now.
Oh man!
All right, so look, next week y'all let us know if y'all actually did call Santa Claus for your kids and what your kids' reaction was. I want to know that. I'm curious. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's jump in and let's dig into this comment right here real quick, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
That is wild.
this is a hell of a comment. I think Santa Claus was created by elites because they made it acceptable for children to sit on a stranger's lap.
What's the dude's name?
We
His
know
island.
elites love pedo stuff.
His island.
Epstein?
Yes,
Jeffrey
Epstein.
Epstein?
Yep, Epstein Island. That's the. Listen, my kid don't sit on Santa's lap. He
Oh,
sit next
man.
to him. He sit next to Santa. I'll punch Santa in the face twice, white or black. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
He can sit next to him.
Yeah. Ain't gonna be none of that. Ain't gonna be none of that. Y'all sitting your kids on some grown man, some random stranger's lap. Nah, ain't gonna be me. Not today. Not today. And by the way, I don't condone violence. I don't condone violence. I just say I never participated in it. Stop that.
I just.
I don't condone violence except
Okay.
except
All right. Let's see where he's going with this.
when it comes to a pedophile. I
Wow.
believe you should whoop a pedophile's candy ass real quick.
All right.
No, straight up.
Gang violence.
Gang violence.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like straight up.
A-Town stomp that day.
They a pedophile. They abuse kids. I think pedophiles and rapists absolutely deserve community punishment. Everybody just whip ass.
I do believe rapists should be like raped.
Seriously, castrated, raped with a crowbar.
It's, you know,
Like that's not okay.
especially with children. Like you just like you deserve.
Yep.
Die twice. Like die, be revived, and then die again.
Like I don't even want to see you die. That's easy. I want to see you suffer for that. I want to see you
There's some
suffer.
good in them too.
Hitler.
I suppose that there's some good in Hitler though. But where's Hitler? Dead.
In hell.
Right. Dead because they killed. What he did? He killed himself, right?
He died of syphilis.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm not. We didn't have too much drink. Next topic, man. What the fuck are we talking about next? All right. Hey, here we go. All right. So big shout out to all the parents out here. We talked about buying some Christmas gifts.
Woo! Oh man.
Lazy River, call me. Call me Lazy River.
Oh boy. Oh my God. We talked about buying Christmas gifts and such and whatever. So now this is an interesting thing. Go ahead.
And we'll bring in the conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe we should introduce the topic first, and then I ask this question.
All right. Fair enough. So we're gonna get into. We talked about Christmas a little bit. This is the time of year where I think co-parenting is vital. It's very, very important because we, especially in the Black community, we know that about 75% or so of children are born with 3 out of every 4 with co-parenting, right? And particularly around this time of year. Okay, so now I'm an advocate for marriage personally. Okay, I am, right. Even though I also have a child outside of my marriage, like from before that, I'm an advocate for marriage. I think marriage does work as long as you work.
That's the gospel.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you work, marriage is
Because when
is
you
hard
stop
work.
working, what happens?
You end up
Fired.
doing that Chris Paul thing, I guess.
Oh, come on, man. We don't even know if it's true or not.
Oh,
we haven't gotten there yet. Come on.
All right. You end up doing the news anchor thing.
There you go.
Is that better?
That's legit.
Is that better?
That's legit.
We know the news anchors did their thing.
Too legit to quit.
Let's talk about co-parenting, man. Get your cups ready. This is a big one. I know for some of y'all.
I'm finishing this glass.
It's got to be finished for this one. All right. So here we go.
We're having fun. I just like I want y'all to know that. Like y'all for those of you who are new or whatever, like this thing, like this is us all the time. And shout out to Q. Q's a little under the weather.
Yeah.
So he couldn't be here. We do want you to know, Q, that we miss you. We want you to get well soon. Because we not the same without you, bro.
Definitely
but we're definitely trying to
No
hold
longer
it
the
down.
blue haired, but the purple hair.
Purple hair.
You know what I'm saying? Oompa Loompa.
It's kind of
Teletubby. Teletubby.
You mix blue with red, you get purple.
There it is.
Gang.
Red jingle.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, Q, get better, man. You know, definitely looking forward to having you next time.
Called you Richie. Yes, sir.
You know, yeah, if you
Called you Richie.
That's kind of funny.
Oh, wait.
Called you Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
What up, sis? Hey, we all over, man. Big shout out to New Jersey in the building. What's good? Jersey's in the building. We out here from Jersey,
Shout out
Cali.
to North Jersey.
Hey,
Brick
I
City.
know we're doing random stuff all the time. I want to shout out the Morgan State band. I know they did
Yeah.
get chosen for Honda's Battle of the
Yeah,
Bands.
hey,
And
man.
I know we
Shout
got
out
band
to 'em,
alumni
shout out to
on.
'em.
You know, we got band alumni in the building. So
That's right.
shout
that's
out
right.
to Morgan State Band's going to be a Honda Battle of the Bands in what is that, Tuscaloosa?
It's in
And I know it's in Alabama. I
It's
don't know.
outdoors in
Yeah,
February.
but you
I'll
know,
support you in
it's
spirit.
I listen. We gotta find a way to get there though, because
I
I
looked
mean,
at plane
you know,
tickets. Well,
these-
somebody else looked at
yeah, and
Somebody
plane.
pulled up page.
plane
somebody
yeah,
else-
So the plane tickets into
That's
Atlanta
cheap.
are not bad, but
not.
Yeah.
but plane tickets to
Going from-
Alabama.
Yeah.
Why?
What's
Why?
Because you got to
what
basically
else
go
is
from
in-
Atlanta to Alabama. That's the cheapest way to do it. Like
But-
go from
Well,
Atlanta
what
to
else is
Alabama.
in
But
Alabama
I'm saying-
except for like the historical?
And kissing cousins. Like what? Alabama? Why y'all charging so much? Somebody fill us in. Like racism and kissing cousins.
Because
Which y'all?
nobody flies to Alabama. That's
Yeah.
why they got to make their profit.
I'm just saying. Do y'all think everything is roll tide? Like football season is?
Hey, everything is roll tide.
Not this season.
You're right. Not this year. They took the
Yeah.
big L's.
And this actually might be the start of the decline. But stop charging so much. You got plane
You know,
tickets
the
into
tide
Alabama.
ebbs and
That's true. It does go in and out.
it ebbs
Yeah.
and flows.
It goes in and out.
And
out.
and
Okay.
leads to a jacked up gene pool. Whatever. Come on. All right, where we at?
Apparently in Alabama where it's fucking cold. Hey, so but I'm saying a big shout out to M3. I gotta reconcile being outside in February.
If there's a lot of liquor in your system, you don't even know.
It can't be like
Alabama's in the
But
south.
is it that really?
It's,
is it that
I'm saying
cold
it ain't
in
gonna
Alabama?
be
Are we
Boston.
going to be in parkas?
It's
and-
not gonna be Boston. It's
You know.
it's gonna be Alabama.
what I'm saying is haven't we gone to Honda for real in January and experienced snow and ice and like 30 degrees?
They got a half an inch of ice and shut the city down because they're not used to it.
I'm saying
But
that
we-
would you
we-
want to stand outside in
We
that, though?
we were in light jackets and
Hey,
you
but-
know,
but-
and again with a lot of liquor in our system, so you don't even feel it.
And there will be lots of liquor.
A lot of liquor, a lot.
Yeah, so okay.
It's a lot of liquor here. What?
I'm warm
A
now.
lot?
So,
Exactly.
I'm warm now.
Are y'all warm? Tell
Are
us
we
in the
making
comments.
a trip? Are we making a
Wait,
trip to
this
Alabama?
just became OnlyFans. All right, what's the topic?
Oh, yeah, no bullshit. What the fuck are we talking about?
Co-parenting.
Yeah, thank you,
Oh,
thank you,
geez,
Rich.
okay.
Thank you. All right.
Right.
We had too much to drink. We having fun out here.
We've been drinking. This is live.
Tell a friend and tell a friend, man.
Oh,
Tell a friend and tell a
yes.
friend and join us, man. Pour up a shot, pour up a glass, whatever you got. All right.
Their hearts mean well.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Naturally Toned. This is my workout stuff. I'm an ambassador for it. Ty, she's a Black woman, military upbringing, all of that stuff. She created the company. You know, it's dope gear. Ty, I need you to make more stuff for men though. I'm an equal opportunist. So the women's sets are nice. However, I need more stuff. So Ty, I'm gonna send it to you so you see this, so you know that I'm telling you to make more stuff. But Naturally Toned LLC, look us up. Whatever. Buy some stuff. I got a discount code. Holla at me.
So, yeah, no, we'll talk. Hey,
Oh, Savannah says she's warm. You got to go.
All right, well, it's been a great show, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah, we'll finish up.
Yeah,
y'all
we got it.
All
We got
right.
it. We'll send the equipment back and everything.
I'm coming,
Oh,
babe.
yeah.
Oh,
Ho, ho, ho.
All right, okay. I guess we should go into co-parenting now.
We about to start getting them triple X stuff in the comments. Them bots about to pop up
They
in the
about to
comments.
stop
Yeah,
But
it
we-
is. Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Y'all remember
yeah,
that shit?
they always
Yeah.
listen.
We're famous now.
We're
You know,
famous.
we got the
get-
bots.
We get spam now.
Yeah.
We get spam.
It's
We
like,
didn't get any spam at all last season. We got plenty of it this season.
we made it. We arrived.
We in here.
We came.
Giggity. All right. We ain't never gonna get this fucking topic.
Co-parenting. All right, we
Okay.
went from Christmas to co-parenting. Well, we went from Christian to Christmas to co-parenting.
Okay, now we're on co-parenting,
All
right?
right. And here
Hey.
we
That was my question. Like,
Yeah.
right. Listen, like, do you think, right, with the whole co-parenting thing, like, the kids with the co-parenting, right, they make out better during Christmas and they're during different birthdays and seasons and things of that nature, right? then
the parents
the
that compete
other
with
ones
each other.
that, it's like, hey, you them multiplied your grandmas and grandpas and right? They get multiple. What? Or do you think that it's like psychologically on the kids? Like, how does that affect them? Right?
Ooh, good question.
I
Good question.
I think that it depends on the parents. But much like with anything, and I feel like that's kind of been a theme for tonight. It's what are you seeing? So if the parents have a good working relationship in the co-parenting, then Christmas, birthdays, holidays look good for the kid, and that's whatever it means. So this year, all of K2's gifts are coming here, but he's going to take a lot of that, with him when wherever, and like that's ultimately it. Like you want the kid to enjoy the experience. It's like, and that should be every experience. If your kid is at the forefront, it's not about you. It's not about the shine as the parent. It's about, am I doing the best I can by my child so that they can enjoy themselves? And if parents are thinking that way, then it probably is seamless, whether it's at two households, one birthday party, two separate birthday parties, like it's seamless simply because the parents have a good working relationship. But I realize that's not possible for everybody because circumstances dictate what the co-parenting relationship looks like. So that could be, one spiteful side that's like, nah, F that, whatever they getting, I'm a double that, and whatever, and don't you bring none of that to my house, and like all of those kinds of things. It's bitter, it's vindictive, it's it's toxic. It's just it just depends.
It does depend. And I'll say from personal experience that I feel like I've been blessed. Like I listen. I haven't had any like real like any animosity or any of that stuff. It's like the important thing to all of us, right? So because I have a stepson, right?
Yeah.
So I have my son and I have a stepson, and it's like we have an understanding that the most important thing is that these kids get the best upbringing possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that's what we focus on. We focus on the kids. There's nothing else that matters. Is we focus on the kids, and like we give everything we got into these kids.
Yep.
I got college funds set up for both of my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got whatever it is. I'm like, I bet. Like let's pour into them. Whether it's something that the oldest wants to do, we try to get them active, get them involved. So we pour into them. So if we keep that the focus, with co-parenting, it's like we keep the kids the focus, then throw all that other stuff out the window. It's like throw all that animosity, whatever you got towards baby mom, baby father, throw it out the window.
Not important.
The kids are the focus.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? This is what you're leaving behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is part of your legacy.
Yeah.
And
the kids are I don't want to say the most important. They're the only important thing.
Yeah.
They're the only important thing in this relationship. For those of us who have, baby moms or ladies who have baby fathers or whatever, the only thing that's relevant to you guys is the child. That's it. Y'all broke up. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, the only point of relevance is the kid. So I'm completely in agreement with you. If the child is the primary focus, like the centered focus, like we agree on, we can disagree on everything else, but we agree on this child's upbringing and how we're gonna raise them, what ideals we want them to have, etc. You're on the same page with that. Shouldn't be no problem.
I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna go a step further, and I'm gonna appreciate teachers like Kev, because these teachers are co-parenting out here.
But they should, but they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be though.
They shouldn't be.
I just want to make sure I looked at the camera when that's
Right.
But they shouldn't be.
But listen, even
I
before
have no choice.
even before I had kids, right? Even before I had kids, right? I still had that. Listen, because I grew up community based.
Sure.
I grew up
Same,
community based.
yeah.
And it's like, I know that whoever's coming up after me, whether they're my blood or not, right? I know that they're part of this community. And I felt like it was my duty to help, groom these young boys specifically, because that in my, mentality, I hey, give the little girls to,
The women.
Right. But, when I was growing up, that's how I was raised, though.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, bet, this is my upbringing. I was helped by somebody older than me, a male figure, in the church, actually, and even in community. Like, man, in DC, growing up in DC, we had OGs that was like,
Right.
Yes, we did.
keeping us out of trouble.
Yes,
You don't
because
do
they
that.
they already knew, they were smart enough to know that, listen, this is what we had to do.
Yep.
But you don't have to do this. And no. Y'all stay over here. Hey, listen. Hey. At this time, hey, y'all need to go.
Hey, young blood.
Y'all need to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, young blood. Hey.
So I'm even praising the teachers for doing what they have to do with the cards they've been dealt, with the situation they've been dealt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
like the wildest part is when Takeoff was murdered. The next day, I had to shift my entire lesson plans, and like for two reasons. One, I didn't like I listened to the Migos casually, but I saw Drink Champs would take off on it, and realized, much like a lot of people, that he was just about to hit his stride. Like, if you listen to the Migos, Takeoff was kind of chill for their first, first couple projects. And like just when he was about to hit his stride, his life was gone. And
it was friendly fire.
Unfriendly friendly fire.
Yeah.
But like, I watch students every day make dumbass decisions. I'm gonna skip class to go hang out with my friends who never go to class, who have no GPAs, who can't apply to colleges, who can't get a job because they can't read their contracts to sign their name because they don't know how to read past a third grade level, even though they're 18, 19, 20 years old. They smoke weed every day. And it's Reggie. It's Reggie.
Oh, it's Reggie.
It's
Okay.
Reggie.
That's bad.
And
That's
they chop up Percocets, put them in gum wrappers, and smoke them. That's where we are.
Gum wrappers.
In gum wrappers. So if you've ever had a stick of gum, 90% of gum is in aluminum foil.
Mm-hmm.
So you're smoking aluminum foil Percocets. I had to stop teaching to talk to my students like, yo, and then the conversation went a lot like this. You all do what you're supposed to 90% of the time because you're my students. And I told y'all on day one, I'll beat your ass if I catch you in some stuff you ain't got no business in. Like, it's gonna be me and y'all.
Pause real quick. Pause that story real quick. Did you hear what he said? I will beat your ass if I catch you doing some shit you got no business doing. Y'all heard that? That's what a lot of parents are missing. Spare the rod, spoil the child. No, you know what? You're right. It doesn't say that. What it says is foolishness is stored in the heart of a child, and the rod of correction will drive it out. That's what the scripture actually said. Y'all ain't know I was going to be out here preaching at y'all today. That's what the scripture actually said. So foolishness is stored in the heart of a child. The rod of correction drives it out. My fault. Go ahead.
You good. And so, I told them, I said, y'all do what y'all supposed to regularly. However, there's that point where one of your peers is going to say, hey, let's go do something stupid. And you have to make a decision in that point and be constantly thinking, what is this decision going to do for everything that happens after? Because when you skip a class, it's unexcused. When it's unexcused, you can't make up the work. When you can't make up the work, that's a zero. Zeros drag your average down. Whereas if you did half the work, a 50% would balance your average. A zero is going to drag it. Yep. And so like we had to have that conversation. Like, and I told them the example for Takeoff is you can be the best person with the best intentions doing the best things. But when you position yourself with stupid people, you win stupid prizes.
Yep.
And like that's it. Like you have to always be where you're supposed to be, because you just never know when that one time you say,
yep,
I'm all right, well, I'm just not gonna go this time. That could be your time.
Yep.
And
I've experienced that
like
personally.
We in our school, we don't have metal detectors. Students can enter the building from 70 different entrances and exits. There was literally a schizophrenic man walking around our building. I pulled up at 6:45. He was already outside with a cup of coffee trying to come into the building, and I had to redirect him. He was considered harmless. However, that's a schizophrenic man.
This is how
so,
by the way, that's how schools get shot up.
Right. So
that's how schools get shot up. What he just said.
So at any time, it could be something other than what you thought it was. And so like I'm trying to, like let these kids know, like, you think stuff is sweet. Y'all go run into these fights, but the people in the fights bring their book bags to the fights. That means they got a knife, they got a gun, they got pepper spray, they got whatever. You want to race to see it, and that could be your last moment.
Race, yeah.
It's not worth it.
Your last race.
So like it's just like it's hard to be a teacher in this climate, because you're literally every day hoping you save a life as you're watching lives being thrown away.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
right.
deep. That's deep right there.
So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to co-parenting, right? Because I know y'all got a hard job, right? So with the co-parenting, right? I'm wondering that dynamic, and I guess I'm gonna bring it to you. My question to you first, actually, maybe to both of y'all.
This is good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go this way. I know you probably got your question, but I want to know because I'm coming from the perspective of coming into a relationship, having no children, and it was my decision, because I love my now wife, right? I loved her so much, and I was like, listen, whatever. Hey, listen, I'm willing to accept all of you, right?
Everything that comes with you, yep.
You're upstanding gentleman.
I want to know, I guess what my question is, what with co-parenting, like, what are some of the struggles in your point of view, right? What are some of the struggles, and what do you think can like help get over this hurdle? Because I hear other people like at work and things of that nature. I hear like, oh, it's so hard, this, that, and the third. Like, what do you think can be that over the hurdle type of thing?
It's a good question. So my experience is that communication is the most important part.
Communication is key. Without all things will fail.
Are the cloaking ones?
Feelings, emotions, physical state.
We'll come back to that. All right.
Some of y'all know why we said that, but I think communication is most important because, and I think communication without ego is the vital part. Now, I'm probably gonna make some ladies mad with this one, but y'all gotta understand this. What I think is I think that men's egos are more fragile, but women's egos are just as big, if not bigger. Okay. What I mean by that is that our ego is bruised more easily, but I still believe that women have just as big of an ego. And that is part of the reason why in co-parenting, in my experience, it's been harder to, as the non-custodial parent, to inject ideas, thoughts, whatever it is that you want maybe for your kid that you would have for your kid, when the other parent feels the opposite, right? And so that's where I feel like the whole conversation of co-parenting means that we have to be in constant communication. Now, again, my experience is when we were in constant communication, things were fine. Like, you know what I mean? Things were fine. It was when the communication stopped on one end, not mine, y'all can figure the rest of that out. But when the communication stopped on one end and became more rhetorical versus factual, that is when things started happening that were jacked up in, for me, for co-parenting. So I think if you're gonna co-parent, if you know the best situation obviously is for the parent to grow up in a two-parent household. Like we know statistically that people grow up better that way.
A healthy one.
Healthy one. Right,
Okay,
a healthy one. A healthy one. Yes.
Because there are
Yeah.
toxic two-parent households,
Absolutely.
and we
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there are toxic two-parent households. So a healthy, non-toxic two-parent household is the most ideal situation. That doesn't mean that your kid's going to be a bum if you're not married, but that's the most ideal situation. So if you can't get the most ideal, what you should do is work for the next closest thing to ideal. So what would you do if we were all together? Well, we were all together in family, household, all that was together. We would be talking all the time about what the kid does, what they don't do, what they like to do, what they don't like to do, where they like to go, how they're acting, what their mentality is, et cetera, et cetera. We'd be having constant conversations about that. My wife and I have conversations about our kids all the time. And one of them isn't even a year old, but she's still slightly just that much different from the oldest, just a little bit, in spite of the fact that they pretty much look like twins. But our youngest is different from our oldest. You gotta parent them differently. So we're constantly talking about, well, the oldest one did this, the baby did that, and when the oldest one was a baby, she did this. The newest one is a baby, she does that. That's a little bit different. So we have to have those constant conversations. I think that where everything falls apart in co-parenting overall is when one person, whoever it is, one side's ego and pride gets in the way so much that they say, I don't need the other parent. I don't need or want anything. Again, I'm assuming that both parents are not toxic. I'm assuming that, nobody's an alcoholic. We drink, we're not alcoholics. You know what I'm saying?
alcoholics go to meetings.
Straight up. Alcoholics go to meetings. We're just drunks.
We're social. We're social drinkers.
We're professional drunks.
We just really social.
Professionals, I like that.
But like if we're if he's alcoholic or he beats the kids or beats the wife or whatever.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's not okay. I mean, and so I'm gonna assume here that everybody's on level playing field and everybody has the child's best interest in mind. When your ego or your pride gets in the way, that's when you start to kind of do things your own way, and that's when it becomes conflict. Because if you go this way and the other parent's saying, hey, where are you going and why are you going there with my kid?
All right,
and you know what I'm saying? And now we have a conflict because you think your way is the best way, and I'm not sure about that because we didn't get to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was just gonna, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think that the most important transition in co-parenting has been softening, which encompasses a ton of things. The initial blow that creates co-parenting leads to a ton of decisions being made that are emotional.
That's a fact.
And so once you get past the emotional aspect of, just like what Trey said, the relationship didn't work. So now you have to adjust to what comes next. Once you get to a stable place and can say, I know I felt X, Y, and Z, but the primary goal is to raise a healthy, fully functioning human being.
Yep.
You soften. And in that softening, it becomes less about personal attacks and more about understanding that this is what the child needs. So, to have a conversation about what the doctor said, what the dentist said, what the teacher said, what, like those are, you can hear it differently, because if I say, don't give him French fries every day, that sounds like a personal, well, that's what he asked for. So, sure. But if the doctor said it's not healthy for him to have French fries every day, I'm not speaking to you as in I'm telling you what to do in your house. I'm telling you this is a doctor recommended. This is in the best interest of our child. So like you have to have soft ears to receive information that's the best interest of the child. Yeah. So I think.
Well, but is that from you or
I think
from
that's
the other person?
I think that's both.
Okay,
because again, both people are shocked by the relationship not being what you expected it to be.
Right.
So like like you said, the male ego is bruised. The female ego is bruised. Yeah. Like I'll say for me, because I won't speak for people. I never envisioned as a person who grew up without a father, who only knew his mother, who never saw the marriage because they were married. I never saw the marriage. I never heard an argument. I never, I was an infant, not even a toddler when my parents split. So I don't know the story. I just know my father wasn't there. So my mother had to do it all. So for a person who had to grow up like that, my vision was never to co-parent. And so a part of my therapy is grieving the life that I expected to have that I don't have. But
that's deep.
But at the same time, I know that every day I have to show up for my kid because it never happened for me. So when, I cried over his first haircut because that shit was real to me, that my father never took me to get my haircut. So just to send be with my son in a barbershop and take him through the motions was something I never experienced. So I'm constantly saying to myself, I don't even though this isn't ideal, I don't care, because I know his life has to look better than mine. Mm-hmm. His outcomes have to be better than mine. His vision has to be better than mine, simply because this isn't what I envisioned. And I'm at a point, again, shout out to God and therapy, where I can own a ton of that. I was fucking up a lot with his mother. You know what I'm saying? I was we don't say nigga, we say ninja. I was being a nigga, and could not shake. I'm just saying, I couldn't shake parts of that because I wouldn't address what was obvious. Yeah. Now that I know better, I cannot allow my son to come up the same way that I did, to see the same things that I did, to do the same things that I did. So he gets to have everything that I didn't. I yelled at him 2 weeks ago. He left the house. I felt so bad on the way to work that I called his iPad to FaceTime him and apologize. I apologized to a 3-year-old, and he probably had no idea what I was saying. But it's important to me to apologize to him because and he was wrong. He was wrong. Right. But he's 3.
But your reaction,
right? He's 3, so I shouldn't be yelling at him the way that I did. So I called just to apologize, and even if it doesn't click right now, at some point it's gonna register. Adults fuck up too.
Yeah.
So like,
And you probably explained.
yeah, and I
why.
said, you know,
And
like
he might not understand it,
right,
but
I'm gonna have
explain.
those conversations
But
because I'm
that's,
hoping
that's good. That's good practice for you because when he's 7 and 10 and 12 and he can understand.
he still needs to hear it.
Yeah,
you
'Cause
know,
he might remember. I'm telling you,
yeah,
he might remember the words that you said when you had. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he might remember. Like you yell at him, right? But then you came back
yeah,
Yeah.
and you said this, that, and the third. He might remember that.
yeah.
That's the part he's probably gonna remember. In my family, it was like that too. When my dad would yell at me, usually not long after that, he would come in and explain what he was yelling
Yeah.
about. And I do remember that. I absolutely remember. To your point, I absolutely remember that. And it did, help some things move along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he apologizes, like,
Yeah.
you know, sorry, daddy, I not do what I supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and
Mine
so
does
like
too. Yeah,
it's you know, like aspects are clicking, but I don't like I never want to get to a point with me where it's just dominance and dictatorship.
Sure.
Like, you know, I'm like we said, like we're human, so like I want him to see right straight away that daddy is human.
Yeah.
So like I'm sorry that I, work was hard, so I took that out on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
I was frustrated.
like I was frustrated, so I took that out on you. It had nothing to do with you. And even if it has to do with you, that's still not the way
That's not the way to do
that
it.
we talk to
Yeah,
each other,
yep,
you
yep,
know.
yep.
And even when I'm completely right and he gets frustrated at 3 and he yells, I say to him, "Did I yell at you?" And he says, "No." I said, "Well, if I didn't yell at you, don't yell at me." And so I'm trying to teach, better than I was taught.
Yeah.
I'm trying to create doors, windows, and opportunities to have conversations that I couldn't have.
Sure.
And I love my mother for everything she did. God rest her soul. But one of the things I never felt like I could do until it was too late was have conversations with my mother about things. Like my college life had abortions and miscarriages and like job firings, and I never felt like I could talk to my mother about those things. As safe as she made me all the time, I still didn't feel like I was in a space to be able to say, "Yo, I fucked up." I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So
why is that? Did you think her reaction was going to be?
I just like I was her baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I had watched my brothers do what they did. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying?
Leave it at that.
And I like I couldn't be that, you know what I'm saying, that person. So like I felt like I had to hold my stuff. I never want my son to feel like he has to hold that stuff. So like I'm telling him now, even if you're wrong, tell me, because I need to help you. You know what I'm saying? And there were things I could have avoided as an adult if I had just parted my lips. And my mother told me, but it was too late. Like I lost my job at Rite Aid, and like it was over like damaging out an eggnog.
Yeah.
A fucking $4 transaction that I held to myself. That shit cost me $200 down the line that my mother had to pay. And she was like, "Why didn't you just tell me up front?" I was scared because I didn't feel comfortable. I don't want my son to ever feel like I got to hold a $4 lie. That cost me $200 later.
But it cost her $200 later.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like we gotta be better. And that's the co-parenting aspect. Like if you can't come together to ensure that your child is seeing something better than you saw, doing something better than you did, you missed the mark.
The key with co-parenting is that you're still a parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about parenting is that, you are responsible essentially for programming your child with the right ideals
The true motive and patiently to transform conduct in accordance with it. That's the end of the show.
But straight up though, like that is literally what your job is as a parent, is to teach them how to navigate the world when they become adults. For frankly speaking, a world that we've never seen. Because our parents didn't foresee this.
No.
Where we are now, our parents didn't. My parents and your parents. I know your parents. Obviously, you know mine. But like our parents were dope for real. Like you know what I mean, straight up. Like I never met your mom, but I'm sure she was dope too. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she was. Because he's dope. Yeah. So I'm not. He's dope and his brothers are dope. So I know mom was dope, right? So all right, cool. But my point is that they did not foresee this.
Right.
Where we are now, what type of things are happening now, what kind of things we gotta fight against now. So the best thing we can do as parents is do the best that we can to prepare our children to navigate this minefield that we call life. You know what I'm saying? You walk out the door, you about to step on the mine. Straight up. You meet a dude. I got all girls. So you meet a boy, you about to step on the mine. Hell, nowadays you meet a girl, you about to step on the mine. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't. I guess those are technically the only two things you can meet, but that's a whole other conversation.
I was going to say what happens when you meet the non-binary, but you know,
there's no such thing as non-binary. There's no such thing.
I'm going to finish this.
I'm saying it. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as non-binary. There's no such thing. All right, go ahead.
And when it comes to co-parenting, that's just it's not subject to those that are not in a married relationship,
right?
Because co-parenting doesn't mean single and trying to work this whole thing out with your baby mother or baby father,
right?
No. That just means shared responsibility.
That's it.
Ooh, that's actually where we're gonna have to say that to the next
shared
show.
Responsibility.
That's a whole, because that was my
so
that was
when even when you're married, it's shared responsibility, and that's for me personally.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the biggest things for me is to, because both my parents were married, and even still, like I said, it takes a community, absolutely, because both my parents, man, at one point they had 2-3 jobs apiece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it takes a community, but that shared responsibility is a big portion.
Yeah.
And even before RJ was here, I was like, you know what? I'm in it. Even if I don't have one of my own, I'm in it. I'm grateful for Jesse for allowing me to be a part of that shared responsibility.
Yeah. Shout out to Dope Wives.
Even though she could have, they could have kept it just between those two, because biologically, right?
It's them. Yeah.
But it's the shared responsibility that really hit home, and her allowing me to step in and be a part of that shared responsibility.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this though. To that point, is she still transparent with her son's father?
Yeah.
And again, that's the key.
Everything is transparent. Everything is because again, we keep the kids at the forefront.
Yeah.
Keep the main thing the main.
In other words,
the main thing.
In other words, the child is the most important, not how our relationship ended, not what you think about me, not what I think about you, because none of that stuff matters. Let me say this way. None of the reasons why we broke up, whoever we are, none of the reasons why we broke up are enough to supersede the needs of the child. None of them. You cheated on me, I cheated on you, so what? Grow up.
We cheated.
Move on.
We even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You cheated, I cheated. Who cares?
We're not even.
They cheated. You cheated. Who cares? Who cares? What's important is you got a child. That child is here in this life. Y'all have a shared responsibility to raise that child as a successful member.
We're not even.
We're not even.
We're not even.
We're not. If she cheated,
you cheated. I cheated. We're not even.
That's a whole nother conversation, right?
We got 2 topics for another show. We're done here.
Listen, we're done. We're done.
That's it.
I just,
That's
hey,
it. See?
hey,
See?
listen,
See?
we're done.
See?
We're done.
No.
Cue the outro
Yeah, I'm about
music.
to say, where's
Hey,
my outro
listen,
music
listen,
at, yo?
listen to. I want to shout out Lazy River because we are where we are right now because of Lazy River. Hey, call me. All right, listen. Lazy River, you need to call me because we was coming tonight. So we appreciate y'all coming through. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the realest audience in the world. Our numbers was up tonight. Y'all really was on with us. Comments was jumping, so we appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the most organic conversation on the internet. Al Gore's internet, Beyonce's internet. You know what I'm saying? Jump on it. Right now it's Kanye's internet because he don't know what to say out of his mouth. So it's Elon Musk's internet. Well, it's Elon Musk's Twitter. I don't, but we are live. So Elon Musk, shout out. I'm not paying you $8, so just don't verify it. But but whatever. We appreciate y'all. This is what we're saying. We finna cut the camera off. Rich, he went to pee, probably. But we gonna we finna. I'm inspire him. Do something from the heart. Remember that you are the best version of you, and can't nobody else be you but you. You understand what I'm saying? So, one love, big up. We about to mount a couple TVs, take some more drinks. You know what I'm saying? We at my crib, so I appreciate y'all. The bros are in the building. Again, like, subscribe, send somebody to the page so we can turn up one time.
Man, look, let y'all friends know about next week, man. We're gonna do something a little bit different next week. We're gonna do something a little bit different the week after that. We out here. Look, boom, he out here.
We about to start a nude model calendar.
Model calendar. Modern?
Nude model calendar. Nude model calendar. Listen, all three of my legs are ready to go.
I got March.
All three of my legs are ready to go. So, I mean, all right. Cut it.
I'm gonna make sure that my legs are ready for operation when I get there.
Yeah. It's the end scene. It's the end scene. The end scene leads to the out scene. No, he's out. I'm saying if you're gonna buy the calendar, we might have to constant streams of revenue. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Income, multiple streams, give you income.
Hey, listen, we are way over time. Okay, hey,
I told y'all we about there.
Y'all, hey, listen, pointing in, love each other.
I said that. I did. I did your job while you were. Did you wash your hands?
Yeah, I washed my hands.
Okay, all right. People weren't washing their hands before the paraplegic, so for the paraplegic, people weren't washing their hands.
We are leaving.
If you stay ready,
you ain't gotta get ready.
Y'all see what I do?
Lazy River,
Y'all see what I do?
call me. We got a lot of this left. Lazy River, call me. Stop playing. Savannah says she's warm. Trey is on the way.
All right, so we out of here, man. Thank you for tuning in and checking us out, man. We are out of here. We'll see y'all again next week. Same bad time. Same bad channel.
Gang.
Gang, we out, baby.